Use this mic instead of this mic. All right. We're switching mics, everybody, for some reason. Yeah! Clap it up for a new mic. This will be the extra mic. All right, you guys. So, it is good to be here. It's good to be here in 2023. I don't know about you guys, but I already bailed on my New Year's resolution. How about you? Anybody? Yeah. Most of us. Clap it up if you actually had a New Year's resolution. Clap it up if you had one. Couple people. What was your resolution? Stop dressing like a retarded hipster? Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good resolution. Definitely a good one. What about you? Stop looking like a Mexican chef? I mean, that's good. You try. You do what you can. I don't know. My resolution was weird. Like, I didn't have a normal resolution this year. Most people, their New Year's resolution is like, oh, I'm going to start going to the gym. Or I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to ask out this girl. My resolution this year was I'm going to stop using dirty laundry to wipe semen off my chest. That's the only resolution I had. I'm going to stop treating my laundry like it's a ShamWow just for cum. That was it. And I didn't achieve it. I bailed on the resolution in the second week of January. So now because of that, I'll never be able to achieve my next personal goal, which is obviously to do my laundry. I'm never going to get to... It's a progression, you guys. You got to understand. It's already been crazy, though, 2023. We've got Chinese spy balloons. Make some noise for the spy balloons, everybody. Yeah. Crazy, those spy balloons, man. When the first one out, a lot of people were saying a lot of crazy things. You know, people were like, how could they let that thing into our airspace? I don't know. I had a different take on it. I was just surprised, personally, that the Chinese, of all people, could actually see us from all the way up in a hot air balloon. Like, I'm just saying, they can barely see us on the highway. Like, you really try to believe they could see us from up there? They got shot down over South Carolina. It's a completely random state to be floating over to spy on. Just shows that clearly they didn't know where they were going, as usual. It's fucking drifting over into the next lane. Just happened to be the border of a state this time. I don't know. I thought the balloon was fun, though. I was actually glad they popped it. Like, they just fired a missile at that motherfucker. Wasn't that cool? Yeah. I think it's great because for a minute we were all unified. Like, we were all freaking out about the balloon. Some people said it wasn't a big deal. Some people said it was. But as soon as they said they were going to shoot it down, we were all like, hell yeah, pop it! Yes! Pop it, motherfucker! At the end of the day, right wing or left wing, we all just want to see a balloon pop. That's the truth. We just want to see a giant balloon fall out of the sky. That's really all it is. Oh man, shit has been going crazy these days, man. I mean, I feel like everybody just kind of loses their mind. Like on social media, like my friend, like I feel like social media changes the way we behave now. Like people grieve on social media these days. I think that's strange. Like my friend posted a picture of like his friend who passed away on like his Instagram story. And I don't have a problem with that. But he was like, rest in peace, I miss you. And then he added the little praying hands emoji. I don't want to be a dick, but does God really count that as a prayer? You know? Like, is God up there in heaven like, yeah, you know what, I'll give that a like, sure. Maybe I'll put that on my story, you know? I was actually going to send your friend to hell, but since you added the little praying hands emoji, we'll make an exception. Now look, I don't want to judge people, okay? People grieve in all kinds of ways. If that's how you want to grieve and you want to go on social media, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you're going to use an emoji, you don't have to be so grim. Make it funny. You know, you don't have to use the praying hands. It can be funny. Like, how about rest in peace, Grandpa, skull face? You know? Baby, I miss you. I can't believe it's been 3 years squirting eggplant. You know. You can have fun with it. That's all I'm saying. Is you can have fun with it, you guys. I don't know. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to go to therapy. Clap it up, man, if you go to therapy. Anybody? All right. Therapy is interesting, though. Sometimes they get it wrong. You know what I mean? You ever have your therapist say something just completely off? Like, I remember the last time I was talking to my therapist, I was telling him all these things, and he was like, you know what, Tom? I think that in reality, you just don't realize that you're a sex addict. See, you don't even understand. You're addicted to sex, and that is causing so much stress in your life. And I'm like, how could that be possible? I haven't had sex in 13 months. Like, how am I addicted to something I'm not getting? All I do is jerk off. That's like saying you're addicted to heroin when all you do is heat up the spoon all the time. It's still pretty hot, but it's not the same thing. That's all I'm saying. It's not the same thing. No, but I'm trying to change, you know, it's a new year. I'm trying to be more progressive. Like, I support black businesses now, which is just a fancy way of saying that I watched a Muhammad Ali documentary on YouTube the other day. I think it counts, you know, the algorithm, right? I mean, a white person uploaded it, but you know, it's, maybe the algorithm is more black, I don't know. It was an interesting documentary. If you guys don't know, Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer of all time, at least in my opinion. He had a slogan. His famous slogan was float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. That was the slogan. And it was supposed to be how he's like quick in the ring, but then he stings you like a bee. But the thing is, I don't really think it's an accurate slogan for how his life turned out. Like, I get the float like a butterfly part, but I've never seen a bee that waited 40 years to die of Parkinson's after stinging somebody. You know what I'm saying? Bees die right away. It's not float like a butterfly and sting like Michael J. Fox. You know, I'm just saying. Just saying. Yeah, man. Is 2023 going to top 2022 with craziness? It's tough to say. I mean, last year, we had the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap fiasco. That's going to be tough to beat. That was such a big deal to the American people that it actually pushed the war in Ukraine out of the news cycle. That's nuts. Like, that's fucking insane. And I didn't know how I felt about that. Some people were on Chris Rock's side, some people were on Will Smith's. It's tough because I'm a comedian. Like, if a comedian was making fun of me at a show and I was in the audience, even if he was being really mean, I would never hit him on stage. Never. But if he was making fun of my girlfriend while she was right next to me in the crowd, in that case, I'd have to meet him outside after the show. How else am I supposed to shake his hand? You know, like, how else am I supposed to get a photo with my new favorite comic? I mean, it's only going to be a brief moment I can meet him and tell him how it's great that he speaks truth to power. You know, I'm just saying, I want to compliment an artist. That's all. I want to compliment an artist. I don't know, man. Other countries must think we're fucking idiots, right? Every country thinks we're dumb. Like, Europeans, they judge us for how we wipe our ass. You know what I mean? They judge us for everything. And they do have a better system. They have the bidet. Which, has anyone ever used a bidet in here? Clap it up if you have. Did you like it? You loved it. That was enthusiastic as fuck. He was like, I love the bidet. I fucking love that shit. I didn't like the bidet. I used it once on a family vacation. Here's the thing, it's not the bidet that the bidet doesn't work. It actually works really well. The problem is, when the bidet is done cleaning my asshole, who's gonna clean the semen off the wall in front of me? Like, who's gonna clean this? There's no bidet for the wall semen. Like, I don't know, these British people just must have no projectile. I don't know, I'm just surmising up here, that's all. I'm just surmising. No, but you guys, we have a great show ahead of you. Make some noise for yourselves. Now, before I bring up the first comedian, I want to say, I have been friends with Dom for a very, very long time, okay? He's one of my best friends, not just in comedy, in my life. And over the course of our friendship, we've actually had the chance to do 4 roast battles together. Isn't that insane? Isn't that fucking wild? 4 roast battles. And to celebrate our friendship and the fact that he's leaving and we're gonna miss him, I just want to read to you some of my favorite roast jokes that I wrote for Dom. You guys down for that? Alright! Let's talk. Dom's hair is awful. Dom's hair makes him look like a really sad Demogorgon. Like, Dom looks like he can't get a boner unless Mercury is in retrograde. Dom looks like if Pete Davidson had a guardian angel. Dom looks like Machine Gun Kelly's retarded cousin, Machine Bum Smelly. Last but not least, my favorite, Dom actually has a gay sister. A lot of you know that. Dom has a lesbian sister, which I think is great, but it really sucks for Dom, you know what I mean? Like, if they both died at the same time, God would have no way of knowing which one goes to hell. You know? Really, it's not. Alright, make some noise for Dom. We all love Dom, right? Clap up yourselves. We have a great fucking show tonight, you guys. A great fucking show. I am going to bring up our first comedic performer of the night. Make some noise if you're ready. Alright, please give a big round of applause to my good friend. It's been a while since I've seen him, but he's amazing. You're gonna love him. Andrew Bergen, everybody!
There's a very interesting selection of people in this room today. It's very clear who we're here for. You're all gonna be really embarrassed to look back at any picture of tonight in like 15 years. You're all in a phase right now. Every single one of you is in a phase. And it's gonna be embarrassing, but that's good. That's good. I'm really happy to be here at the Kissy Castle tonight. I'm really happy that we set it up this way. Gotta say got a bunch of good things to say about everyone. Yeah, so Dom's moving to Texas, which is a really good decision. I think that he's honestly, out of everyone he's traveling with, the most equipped because he's worked at barbecue restaurants. And I don't think he did this on purpose. Like, I think that as he's listening to this right now, he's like, oh shit, I can work at a barbecue restaurant. Like, I think it's just clicking with him right now. That, like, his profession is perfect. I mean, like, I can't wait for when they all come back, you know? Because they're gonna be like, it was so awesome when you were in Texas for 3 months. The thing is, you're gonna gain a lot of experience, I think, when you're there. You know? Like, you're all gonna learn that you're not allowed to have guns even in Texas. Does protein powder make you a mean person, or do people at the gym just dislike me? You know, because I fell off the bike the other day at the gym, and nobody helped me. There's like a row of people all on stationary bikes, yet they're like 6 feet. I'm like, do you know how far out of COVID we are right now? 6 feet? Do you guys even remember 6 feet? Do you know how long it's been since I did comedy, honestly? And I'm talking about COVID right now? Do you know how embarrassing that is as a comedian? The thing is that I know that someone else is going to come on stage with a COVID joke, and then I'll feel better about myself. I want to talk about Israel. Let's switch. Israel is the name of my physical trainer. And, you know, I was doing ab exercises the other day, and he came over to me, he's like, Andrew, you know that you're not going to get abs from just doing ab workouts, right? Like, you have to change your diet, too. And I was like, oh, I thought that I could just look like this, but have abs. Like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like that was the look that I'm going for. And he was like, I thought you said you wanted to look like DiCaprio. I was like, no, just Leonardo. My best friend graduated from Harvard. It's a school. And like, he has all different friends now since he went to Harvard, and like, I don't get along with them because I never get what they're talking about because they all speak Mandarin. And I don't know, like, I had to go to his birthday recently, so it was like me sitting at a table with 5 Harvard graduates, which made me nervous because the last time that I was surrounded by that many Ivy League people, I was in court. And it's like, they have like a different idea of fun than I have, you know? Like, at one point they go like, hey, you know what would be fun? If we went around the table and we talked about our greatest accomplishments from this past year. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like fun, you know? Like, that's fun. Like, my idea of fun is that I hit my weed pen until I'm afraid of my cat. Like, that's fun. That's fun. And it's like, you sit there with these people and it's like the first guy is like, okay, like, I invented oat milk this year. And you're like, all right. And the second guy's like, I've become the youngest partner at my law firm. And the other guy's like, I'm Mark Cuban. And it's like, Andrew, what did you do this year? I have to be like, all right, like, so I stopped drinking Starbucks in the morning so I can afford my acid reflux medication. Let me tell you something. The one good thing about people from Harvard is that they always have Coke. And if you keep your ears open, what's great is that they have like crazy business ideas like we do. Like the difference between going to like doing Coke with someone from Harvard and doing Coke with you is that like when they have like a crazy business idea, it works. You know? Alright guys, I want to thank you very much, and I want to really give like a warm send-off to Dom. Dom is one of my best friends. I can't believe that I've been friends with someone so stupid for so long. But his relentless commitment to being optimistic is why we're all here. So I want to give him a round of applause for that.
One more time for the amazing Andrew Bergen, everybody! I also realized I'm gonna have to find a different way to get to and from the stage because I almost stepped on like 3 people's hands doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, you guys, we have more show. You guys ready? Alright. I'm gonna bring up your next comedian. He is absolutely hysterical. He does shows all over the city. Please welcome Renee Fuentes, everybody! To the stage.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing tonight? Give it up for Dom LaMarca if you're here for Dom LaMarca. Make some noise. Yo, make some noise if you got some Upspliffted merch. Make some noise. Dom was, I was spitballing ideas for Upspliffted merch with Dom, and I was like, yo, you should make a candle. People are gonna miss you. People are gonna miss your scent. He was like, what's my scent? I was just like, dried semen and stale tobacco. Oh, fuck, man. Who's here for a comedy show? Make some noise. I love comedy. I love doing comedy. I like making fun of people, but I think that comes with also making fun of yourself. So before I make fun of things, I'll make fun of myself for a little bit. I get told that I look like a created character from Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Which is weird because like I never skateboarded before. I mean I did, you know. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I tried to learn how to skateboard. I went to the skate park, but I didn't have any friends to go with, you know, so it was very lonely. You know, so I downloaded this app to help me find friends for that reason. It was called Grindr. It was weird because like I couldn't find anybody to skateboard with, but like everybody was trying to fuck me, right? I met up with this guy from the app, and we were just trying to grind 2 different half pipes. You guys know what I'm saying? Guys, make some noise for Long Island. Make some noise for Long Island. I do this, I'm feeling sentimental being up here. I moved out of Long Island, I live in Brooklyn now. And the move was good for me. I love living in Brooklyn now. I rarely come out, but I had to come out tonight for Dom. But I love living in Brooklyn. I love the people from Brooklyn. You know, they're so proud to be from Brooklyn. I overheard this guy the other day walking in the street. He goes, yo, I'm so Brooklyn. My spirit animal is a mix between a bodega cat and a parking ticket, you know? But I got jealous. How am I going to play that game? I'm from Long Island, you know? I was just like, I'm so Long Island. My spirit animal is a mix between a racist dog and a dose of Narcan, right? I miss Long Island. You know what it is? I miss drinking Long Island because my favorite beer is Heineken's. I love Heineken's. Heineken's is the German beer. I live in Brooklyn now, so it's very hipstery, all craft beers and shit. I went to a bar the other day. I tried to order a Heineken. The bartender was just like, yo, Kanye, relax, you know? I can't help it though. I'm from Long Island, you know. There's so much choices out here. You know, there's only so many. You know, beers is like 3 different beers. It's like a Budweiser, Corona for the minorities, and then and so on. You know, like fuck, we still only got 2 genders out here, right? I love being from Long Island. I always tell people from Brooklyn, like, Long Island is known for 2 things in this order. It's known for 2 things. 1, Billy Joel, and then the second's like fentanyl overdoses, right? It's crazy. I don't know. I think I went from being here, you guys like maybe lost someone, a friend or a loved one, you know, that might have overdosed. And it's tragic, you know, but I think the worst thing that fentanyl's ever killed was rhythm in white people. Just think about white people in like the 70s or the 80s when the coke was pure. You know, they could sing, they could dance, they could play the saxophone. My favorite black guy is a white guy from the 80s. I still rep Long Island though. I always tell people, I was like, yo, I'm from the part of Long Island where they shot the first episode to Catch a Predator. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the first episode was actually filmed in Long Island, guys. This is your culture. Be proud of that. You know, see some familiar faces in the room tonight. I don't know. I love that show growing up. I can never relate to it much, you know? Like, no one ever tried to molest me as a kid. I don't know, something I did. Was I not approachable? I don't know. Didn't want to let it beat me up though, so I started an emotional support group for those of us who aren't molested as children. It's called #MeNeither. I'm not gonna lie, I'm digging the people sitting on the floor right here. I feel like we're at like a cult meeting, right? I was like, yo, we're gonna do this for Don, we're gonna do some fucking mushrooms and cyanide pills, right? I did this show the other day in the city. It was called Allegedly. That was the name of the show. It was called Allegedly. And I was like, that's cool. I like doing a show that was named after R. Kelly's last album, right? I don't know if you knew that. He dropped a surprise album, surprise mixtape. It was called Allegedly. I like how R. Kelly approached that album like O.J. Simpson approached that book he wrote. I didn't do it. You know, R. Kelly was just like, hey, I didn't fuck those kids. But if I did, it would have been to this music. Oh, man. So Long Island. Any Latinos in the house tonight? Yeah. All right, the 3 people that worked in the kitchen with Dom. All right, that's cool. I grew up in a Hispanic household out here. I was the only boy. I had a lot of women in my life growing up. You know, to look up after. You know, growing up, I had 2 older sisters, my mom, my grandma, my dad's mistress. Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. Definitely affected my dating. You know, like I like dating girls of ethnic backgrounds. I like giving them cute little ethnic nicknames. You know, like I dated a Spanish girl, she's my spicy Latina. Date a black girl, she's my ebony queen. I date white girls that get mad at me because I call them my little colonizers. It's cool though. I love women though. I think women are great. Make some noise if you're a woman tonight. That's what you decide to be tonight. I think women are great though. I think women go through a lot of inequalities. Don't you say, miss? Yeah? You think women go through a lot? Yeah? What's your name? Danny? Danny, I think women go through a lot of bullshit also. So I like to do my part to help combat those inequalities that women face on a day-to-day. You know, so I've been practicing this thing lately. It's called semen retention. You guys ever heard of that before? Semen retention, sir? Never heard of that? Semen retention? You guys are just like, I'm busting my nuts. Fuck that. Yeah. For those who don't know what semen retention is, that's when I, as a man, I would refrain from climaxing during sex, but like I still pleasure my partner, right? You know, so this way, no one comes. So I'm single right now. Make some noise if you're in a relationship. Make some noise if you're single. Yeah, you know what's crazy? There's like less single people, but they're just louder about it, right? I think you need to learn. You gotta go through both. I think you learn a lot in life going through both, right? You know, just heartbreak in general. You learn a lot through heartbreak. You know, my last relationship, when it ended, I didn't get much closure from it. I felt like it fucked me up for a bit, right? Like I needed that closure to move on. You know, and then I dated someone else after that, and I did get closure. You know, she told me what went wrong. She was like, Renee, I thought you were a good guy, but I felt like you were always in and out whenever you wanted to be, right? You know, like I wasn't a priority in your life. She told me, like, listen, I think your ego is so big that you don't see that I'm drowning in a sea of my own unhappiness. It's crazy, right? I remember being like, wow, I didn't want to know any of that, right? It's like, next time just ghost me, it's fine. It's like, what's your name, my friend? Arthur. Arthur, do you know what year it was the first time eating pussy was ever documented? Want to take a wild guess? You want to take a wild guess? Yeah, take a guess. Yeah, first time it was ever depicted. BC? It actually is not correct. Actually, it was the year 1952. 1952. That was the first time it was ever depicted on any form of media, eating pussy. Doesn't that seem kind of late to the game, Arthur? Right? 1952? There's like 5,000-year-old hieroglyphics of like a man getting a blowjob, but like a woman getting pleasure, 1952? Like it took 2 world wars, Hitler, and a depression for men to be like, maybe we should just taste it. You know? I'll tell one more. This one's for the fellas. Guys, make some noise if you're a guy in here. Make some noise you got some guy friends that you tell them that you love them. I think it's very important. I think a guy should always tell their guy friends that they love them. I don't think enough guys do that. You know, when you don't do that, it's called what? Toxic masculinity, right? When you're afraid to show your emotions. I have the exact opposite problem, you know? I have something called masculine positivity. I'm too loving to my guy friends, you know? Like last week, one of my best friends, he had a rough week, you know? He got fired, his girlfriend broke up with him, and his dog died. It's a shitty week, right? I didn't know how to make him feel better, but then it dawned on me. I was just like, yeah, I know the perfect thing to say. Any guy in here that's ever going through a rough patch, you know, I know what the perfect thing to say to them. You just look him in the eye and you're like, listen, man, I know you're going through a lot, but I gotta let you know, you got a huge dick. Right? You got a huge dick, man. Just keep on keeping on, you know? That always, it works sometimes. It doesn't work always, you know? It's not the best advice you can give someone sometimes. Like last week, my grandma asked me if I could drive her to chemo, and like I couldn't at a show. And I was just like, sorry, grandma, good luck, but you got a huge cock, right? My name is Renee Fuentes. Give it up for Tom. Give it up for Tom. What else he does?
Keep it going for Renee Fuentes, everybody! Keep it going! Alright. Before I bring up your next comedian, I do want to mention Renee did say something about Upspliffted merch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dom will be selling some Upspliffted merch out back after the show. So make sure you buy that fucking shit, alright? That's right, support our homie before he leaves us. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up your next comedian. He has a very funny chin. You may remember him from the donations bucket. Please welcome Brendan Ryan, everybody!
Found out I don't have a chin, so that's what the jokes were about. Fucking really embarrassed. I made one mistake and I found out that I have a weak chin and I'll never live it down. All right, fuck. Dude, first, I just want to say, you know, I love you to Dom. You know, now we're Dom, I love you. Wherever the fuck you are, yeah. Honestly, getting to know Dom the last couple of years has been incredible. To watch him grow and now watch him leave, it's just, I love him. The one thing I love about Dom, though, he's not a political comic, you know? He's not like far left, he's not far right. He's just far out, man. I love Dom. I started smoking pot again recently. Yeah, fuck yeah, you guys know. It was recommended to me by my parents. Weird. Anyone here been peer pressured by mom and dad? That's confusing. They told me I need to relax, I'm too stressed. I was like, maybe you guys aren't stressed enough. I'm 30 and I live in your basement. Also, I'm 37 and I just lied about my age. Guys, I'm 40 and I don't know how to... I don't think drugs are the answer. But that's how my parents are. My parents are like old hippies, you know? For my birthday this year, they got me CBD oil and a weighted blanket. Yeah, I feel like that's all you need to know about how I'm living my life. I didn't even know what the weighted blanket was. I was like, what does this thing do? Is it gonna make me stronger while I'm napping? Not into working out. Turns out the weighted blanket, it's an anti-anxiety blanket. It'll keep you up. I don't know what the fuck it'll do with you. I'm high. Oh, fuck. I'm at the age where all my friends are getting married and having kids. Give it up for them, yeah. Fuck yeah. I feel like every day I lose another friend to childbirth. That's all my friends are buying homes. My last major purchase was a denim coat. And it's like changed the whole dynamic of our relationship. Like the same guy that used to sell me weed is now talking about adjustable rate mortgages. He's like, Brendan, this house, this neighborhood, how much equity am I gonna gain? I'm like, I don't know what that means, okay? I live with my mom. I don't know how much equity you're gonna gain. I know how much dignity I'm gonna lose the next time my mom folds my underwear. That's where I'm at in life, okay? We're at different points. There's a fucking heart here, Jesus Christ. Shit has gotten wild over here. All right. Yeah, good point, Brendan. That's right. A lot of my friends throw themselves a housewarming party. Have you guys been to a housewarming party? All right, cool. This is basically a party that new homeowners will throw for themselves, congratulating themselves on buying a house. Where then they invite all their friends who can't afford a house to come over and bring them gifts. Like, what's new with you, Brendan? Apparently I'm furnishing your fucking house. That's what's new with me. You really want to know what's new with me, Susan? I had to ask my mom to split the money on this toaster. Because I bounced my last 3 checks and I just got diagnosed with gout. Shit isn't good. It's not good. I'm a mess. When I was a kid, I got hit by a car. I think I almost threw up or something. I made it. When I was a kid, I got hit by a car while chasing the ice cream man. That's who I am. That's who you're looking at. That's when I first realized I was going to be a chubby guy for the rest of my life, you know? Skinny people don't have those types of stories. They don't. You never go up to a thin person and be like, how'd you get so thin? You eat right? You work out? They're never going to be like, well, it's a funny story. When I was a kid, I was chasing an ice cream truck, and then I got mowed over by a Kia Sophia. Ever since then, I stay away from sweets. This is the 90s, too, so that wasn't even the weirdest part of my day. The weirdest part of my day was I was with another kid who volunteered to go get my mom, and then he got the wrong mom. How the fuck? How do you have the confidence to be like, stay right there, and I'll get your mom, and they get on his bike like, I wonder who his mom is. I'm laying on the pavement, like, that's not my mom, that's Phil's mom. What is Philip's mom doing here? And the look of relief on Philip's mom's face when she realized it wasn't her dumb son. Her son's doing much better. He's not at this place doing comedy. He's got a job with I went on Facebook recently. I was on Facebook, guys. Yeah, I'm not, I told you I'm 40. I joined the Facebook group. I joined this group called the Massapequa Moms. Anybody hear of that? The Massapequa Moms. Yeah, there's a few. Here's a few moms. If you don't know what the Massapequa Moms are, it's a place where moms can let loose and talk about today's real issues, you know? Yeah, like sure, we're just getting over a global pandemic. The world generally hates each other, but please God, has anyone seen half-length spaghetti from Barilla? Because Dawn can't find it anywhere. I'm not a mom from Massapequa, but I was able to infiltrate the system. I got right in there. To become a Massapequa mom, I had to answer a question. There's like 3 questions. The third question was, why don't people stop at stop signs anymore? I just wrote Biden, and they were like, all right. All right, guys, give it up for your host, Tom Cosenzo. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Brendan Ryan, everybody, one more time. Round of applause for the people up front who have been moving their feet for me every time. The real heroes of the show, everybody. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more feature act, and then we have your headliner. I think you know who that is. So, please make some noise for the very funny, the hilarious, one of my best friends as well, Devin Bramble, everybody!
Give it up for Tom, everybody! Come on, give it up for Tom, people. He's hosting the shit out of this place. Tom is actually going to be in Austin soon as well. Austin being the name of the middle school boy he's been stalking. So that's a whole different thing. Give it up for Brendan, the comic who was up here before me. Brendan's awesome. He's actually needed several kidney replacements, and he's a good friend to have because I know I have a dialysis buddy when I drink my kidneys into fucking extinction. It's good to know I'll have some backup there. That'll be dope. Now let's give it up for fucking Dom, everybody. The reason we're all here. Listen, when Dom puts his mind to something, he does it. He Googled where do they grow ayahuasca, and he moved to the first result he got. He was like, I'm getting it, I'm going there. That wasn't the only research he did. He saw one of those like graphs that were like favorite porn categories in each state. And in Texas, it was masculine twinks. He was like, I gotta go where the demand is. I got the supply. I gotta head out there. I love Dom. He's one of my closest friends. Nearly every time I've hung out with Dom one-on-one, it's been past midnight. He's my favorite booty call by far. Like, the most satisfied, for sure. For sure. Yeah, you guys, Dom's one of the nicest people we know. If I heard Dom killed someone, I'd be like, hold up. How harsh did that guy kill the vibe? Because he had to have fucking slaughtered it. How many crystals did he break before it drove Dom to violence? Speaking of which, crystal shops are in disarray, you guys. They don't know what they're gonna do. Hot Topic is fucked up. The entire male nail polish industry is moving to Austin with it. Like, Long Island will have no more male. Yeah, I'm glad to be here though, you guys. Listen, in the spirit of Dom, I got super high before I got up here. Am I bugging or are these lights blinking? Is that just me or is... This looks like a death chamber for people who have seizures. Like, it's like, if you really hated your wife and she had seizures, this is where you bring her for Valentine's Day. You'd be like, finally, I'm gonna be free. Finally gonna be free. No, man, I'm happy to be here. I was a little annoyed on the way here because I saw this ridiculous PSA, this ridiculous commercial. It was an anti-fraud thing, right? And there was this couple in the supermarket. It was a little family. They're in the supermarket, and the mother trips and falls. She gets up, and she goes, hey, do you think if I lie and say I was hurt, they give us some money? And the husband goes, honey, that's immoral. And the kid goes, mommy, that's illegal. And I felt so embarrassed for her, so ashamed that she'd married this loser and raised a pussy in his image, you guys. Not me, we're getting that shmoney by any means necessary. Any means. I'm nervous about having kids because I was not cool, and my biggest fear is having a cool kid. Like, that terrifies the shit out of me. I feel like one day my son's gonna come home and he's like, Dad, they made me captain of the football team, and then I asked out my crush, the head cheerleader, and she said yes. And I've got to be like, son, I am so disappointed in you. I raised you on fast food, anime, and my own mediocrity, and this is what you do with that beautiful gift. You're probably not even depressed. He's like, depressed, father, but why? Life is the hope that springs eternal. Get the fuck out of my house. Who are you?
Why can't you be like your 400-pound brother? He's the virgin I raised. You, I don't even know who you fucking are. I've been thinking about kids recently because I watched like the original Casper movie, and you guys know Casper the Friendly Ghost, right? Like that series. When I think back on those movies, I always think that he begins as a ghost, but no, they kill a child. He begins as a live child, and then they kill him. And then I went back and saw that they do that in every movie. Like in every movie, they have to murder a child. I feel like when they start, all the scriptwriters sit down, they're like, all right, how are we fucking this chicken? And by that I mean, how are we murdering this child? They're like, how is this gonna break down? It's fucking insane, you guys. Fucking insane. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys know something about myself. You probably guessed this. I'm a little bit horny and a little bit suicidal. I'm also a little bit nerdy as well. Like a big fantasy of mine is I want to be seduced and then murdered by a mythological wood nymph. Like I want a forest sprite to have her way with me in the bushes and then drown me in a shallow forest stream. And I can't wait till she announces it too, right? She's like, I've laid a trap. I've set a snare. My bosom is what brought you here. And as you take your final breath, know 'twas your dick that brought your death. And I'm like, listen, lady, I came here to be blown and then bludgeoned in that order. I came here to be molested and then murdered. If that's not gonna happen, I see a centaur with her titties out, and I'm gonna go that route. I knew this was a centaur with titties out crowd. I knew that. Any animal fans here? Any animal people? Anyone who want to be reincarnated as a dog? Is that anybody's? Yeah, that's a popular one for some people. I don't know. Part of it seems nice to get pampered, taken care of. But the other part is you're like manservant. I feel like that's setting my ancestors back. They did a lot of marching, and that wouldn't be quite fair. But recently I looked behind the counter and I saw that they had dog CBD and dog Plan B. So now I'm putting back as a dog, you guys, because they're just getting high and coming inside. Like they truly are our freest Americans. I want to know, why is it locked up though? Like I want to know, like, what slutty golden retriever is like, oh God, I think that black lab from the park came in me. I can't go home like this. I gotta get some Plan B and then I gotta vibe out. I wanna make like dog whiskey. I wanna make like dog drinks for pro-life dogs whose partners abort the baby. Like I feel like that would be a good market. Just liquor for dogs. Apparently that's against the rules. You cannot do that. I get it. I respect the rules. I got rules myself. One of my rules is I don't give up my seat for old people on the bus. Because if they hadn't destroyed the economy, I wouldn't be on the bus in the first place. And I'm not gonna reward them for screwing me over. Like they're like, you're gonna die working. I'm like, all right, you're gonna die standing. I'm not gonna get Social Security, but I get to watch them fall over every time the bus stops, and that's pretty dope. It's like $1 per broken bone. It's pretty sweet. The bus can be annoying. Recently I was on the bus and I hit my stop and the bus driver did not stop, right? I go, hey man, that was my stop. And he goes, this is an express bus. And that was a non-express stop. The express bus does not stop at non-express stops. If you wanted to get off on a non-express stop, you should have taken a non-express bus. This is the express bus. And I was like, man, you could have told me to go fuck myself. I would have felt that so much more than what I got. I don't know, I was dealing with the guardian of the stops. Like I didn't need to hear his ancient order's sacred creed. He was like, I guard the stops and thus declare, the non-express I will not bear. And if again you pull my string, to life a child you'll never bring. Like, damn Gandalf, I thought I was going to Jamaica. Shit, huh? Fucking going to Canada, this is crazy. I didn't know I was going to be on for this. Yeah, I gotta take a lot of buses when I'm out on the island. I spend a lot of time in the city. And it's weird out there, because a lot of the times you can't even get a decent Long Island iced tea. How hard is it to add a little heroin? Like, this is our heritage. Put some fentanyl on the rim like Mom used to make on Christmas. It's important. Yeah, I've definitely, I've had some weird moments out here. One time I was outside of this bar and there was this Italian dude, right? Sweatsuit, gold chain, mid-50s, you know the type. He's singing along to the radio and he doesn't notice me. Biggie's playing and he goes, "If you don't know, now you know, nigga." Then he turns and sees me and he goes, "Hey, it is what it is, bada bing." I was like, how did he make this more racist against Italian people? This is fucking nuts. How did he switch that shit up on me? That's incredible. He has some sort of anti-racism superpower. Yeah, I don't know. One time I was in this bar, and I knew the owner of this bar, right? I'm inside using the urinal. He comes, he used the urinal next to me. He leaves, I leave. He goes, "Hey man," in front of everybody, he goes, "Hey, how come you have an average sized dick? I thought black guys had big dicks." And I was like, first of all, average is very generous to you. I appreciate that. Holding it down in front of the homies. I don't mind having an average sized dick because, as many guys who can see, clearly I'm a very large dude. And for those of you who don't know, for every 20 pounds a man loses, he gains an inch in dick size. So we don't know what I've got going on down there, you guys. It's like the pyramids. Like, we don't know. We only know how far we've escalated, but it can continue to go forever, really. I don't want to lose weight because I don't want to find out. Like, it's Schrodinger's dick at this point. Like, I could have the biggest dick in the world, possibly, and I don't want to disappoint myself, so I'm letting it rock. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot different about my sexuality lately, for sure. I've been thinking I'd much rather have a threesome with two, a guy, me, and my girl, instead of a threesome with two women. Because right now, me having sex is like that old game Perfection. I'm trying to solve her puzzle before I explode, and I'm never fast enough. Like, I'm not good with my hands. It starts making noise. I freak the fuck out. I feel like what I want to do is bring a buddy in. Like, I want another guy, and I can take her to Pound Town and show her the sights, and we can hang out and have fun. But when I get tired, I can tag out. I can tag him in. He can take it to the fuck museum, and then I can get an apple, watch something on Netflix, chill, hang out, get rejuvenated, get back at it. Yeah, my girl is super cool. She's close to my mom, which is awesome. It's really awesome. But sometimes they can be a little too close. Recently, I told her I was going to take her out to dinner, but then I tried to see a Marvel movie with my friends instead. And she was not happy. She texted my mom about it. My mom texted her back, "Wear something slutty, and then don't have sex with him." And what's crazy is my own mom doesn't know I'd rather watch a Marvel movie than have sex any day of the fucking week. Are you kidding me, you guys? Fucking 15 minutes of physical activity at best versus 2 hours at a cool theater? High as shit off of edibles, blowing vape smoke in a child's face? That's right. If you don't want me to get your kid high off a pen, then you should have brought him to Buzz Lightyear at 9 p.m. on a Friday. That's my domain. I'll end it with this, you guys. I definitely need to smoke better, as you probably guessed by now. Because I used to share weed with anybody. At one time, I realized I was at my limit. I was outside, I was smoking a joint, and there was this old dude next to me. He goes, "Can I hit it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I support the elderly community." So I gave it to him. He's rubbing it in between his only two teeth. He's slobbering all over it. He gives it back to me. He goes, "Hey, man, my mom is coming to pick me up. Don't tell her I was smoking any weed." Sure enough, this, 150-year-old lady shows up. He gets in the car with her, and they drive off. A couple of weeks later, I'm in that same bar, I'm telling jokes, and he's there with his mom. He's heckling me, just yelling shit. Called me Black Columbo. It was not cool. I was upset. I get off stage and go, "Hey man, now I'm gonna tell your mom you're smoking weed." He said, "My mom's so old, you don't even know how to talk to her." I said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Excuse me, madam, did you know that your son was smoking reefer cigarettes with Negroes?" She said, "Son, that's not true. How do you know?" I said, "Because I am the eponymous Negro. 'Twas I." She said, "Son, is that true? Have you been smoking weed with gay Negroes?" I said, "That is not what eponymous means." She said, "I know what eponymous means. I just saw you do a curtsy." I was like, "It's a gentleman's curtsy. They do it in Europe all the time." All right, you guys, you've been amazing. Whoever you guys come, you never fucking gone, everybody.
more time for Devin Bramble, everybody! Guys, we got your headliner for the night. You all know him, and you all love him. So I really need you guys to give me some noise. I'm like overwhelmed right now, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Like when I was coming up, you guys were clapping so loud. It was like sensory overload. I'm like, oh shit, I am autistic. I knew it. They're confirming it. It's. Oh. I like that you guys are all sitting on the floor right now. I feel like I tricked them into doing a group meditation with me. No, yeah, I am like a little overwhelmed though, for real. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I feel like the same way I did when I was losing my virginity. Like, I'm just like, oh, I hope I'm as good as they expect me. And I hope I can actually last that long. 30 minutes, oh. Yeah, I'm moving to Austin for everyone to know. Which about a month ago I learned is not in Tennessee. I was like, oh my god, we're going to Texas, boys? Like, hell yeah. It's crazy. It's been weird to like be leaving though, yeah. Cause like I got friends that are like family, and family that are some of my best friends. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna leave that behind and go do cowboy shit. I wanna learn how to tie a lasso. We got our unit number for the apartment. It was 631. Yeah, wild, right? I know, I was like, fuck, Long Island is gonna haunt me forever. I'm like, no! I'm gonna be laying in my new bed and I'm gonna hear, ooh, bagels! Is that you, Robert Moses? Maybe the bagel boss guy. He passed, right? He's a ghost. He's, No, yeah, but it's been weird. Like, I knew I had to throw the show here because like it's a very nostalgic place for me. I'm throwing all my shows here. And it's still Alibi Lounge. The first time I'm like, that's where I'm throwing my shows. It's like the bar from Shameless. The vibe. Yeah. Shameless is a great show, but the only problem I have with it is they never killed Debbie off. Bitch gotta go. Right. Yeah, but I've been like, I'm not gonna see this place again. We sold my childhood home. That was weird. Yeah. I put Upspliffted stickers all over the house before I left. Like, I'm gonna go pee in the backyard one last time now that I've done that. You can take me out, but you can't get the incense out of these vents. I've been catching up with people, seeing faces I haven't seen in a while, I am so grateful for. I caught up with my friend from the military. He was back. He was on break. I haven't seen him in like 3 years. And he's like, yo, it's crazy that you do comedy now. He's like, I can't imagine getting up in front of a room full of people. How scary that must be. I was like, you defuse explosives for a living? First off, you do way scarier. Second off, if I bomb, I don't even know which wire to cut. Like you do, like, you know? If I bomb, I get booze. You know? If you bomb, you get it's different. It's not the same. I've been living at my brother's house too, which I'm very grateful for. That's been sick as fuck. Yeah. I know, I feel like I'm on an internship as the fun uncle right now. My rent is playing one game of dodgeball with them a day. I got 2 nephews over there. I love my nephews there. I got 2 nephews, Joseph and Patrick. And Patrick was born July 11th. And I don't know when Joseph was born. Because he came second. And I don't get free Slurpees on his birthday. Also, for people that don't know me, I feel like I should have this way I was senior. I am 23. Hey, I feel like I should clarify that because if you don't know me, I just look like a 35-year-old mentally challenged man up here. Hey, what the fuck is this guy's bro? Yeah, I'm older now. I'm gonna look older now. 23. My birthday was fun. I did some psychedelics and played basketball with the Looney Tunes. I think it's my Jordan year, guys. Yeah. I am one of those people that think the universe is always listening to them. I am. But actually, it's just my cell phone. Like, in my reality, like, I'll say a song and later that day it'll come on Spotify, you know? And in my reality, I'm like, oh my God. The universal consciousness felt the vibrations that my words put out and sent the song back to my phone. But in actual reality, I just don't know how to read Spotify's terms and agreements. The algorithm, it knows us too well. I do think the algorithm can be good though, at times. Well, one thing I really like about social media is that social media like does make it easy to become a business, for sure. Like the other day I went on Facebook. There was this big paragraph that came up. And I clicked OK, and now I'm a business. It's like, what? There's people that go to college for this? Also, don't get it twisted, guys. I'm not a businessman. I am a business. It's different. It's its own thing. No, but I am for work. Been doing stuff like this. I've also been doing DoorDash, so it's been fun. Well, whenever people ask what I do, I don't like to tell them that. So I just say I chase the bag all day. Like, you know, I be getting money. Like, you get into it, stay busy. I was working for a grocery app, Shipped. That was pretty cool. I had to go pick up groceries. And the thing I like most about that is that's the closest I will ever get to texting 2 women at once. And I got to ding dong ditch houses again. Like, yo, this is wild. But I don't have that job anymore, unfortunately. I went to log in the other day and it said user is disabled. Like, oh man, I guess I'm fired. This should say user is retarded if I got fired from a grocery app. Might be because I smoked too much weed. I think I got too high the other day. Accidentally jerked off with CBD lotion. It's and it like wouldn't work right. Like, but I do feel like if I had the chance to go at it, I wouldn't have any performance anxiety. Like, you know, the CBD works wonders. Like, now I'm like in this weird conflict where if someone asks me how big it is, like, what do I say? Well, yeah, it's 40 milligrams. I do like smoking weed. I think my only problem with weed is that it takes too much credit from me. It does. Like, a lot of times people be like, oh, look, I'm so high. It's like, guys, I am just as dumb and charming when I'm sober. I got too high the other day, too messed up a handshake. Messing up a handshake's the worst fucking feeling in the world. Alright, so this guy threw his hand out, and it just all happened too fast. I had the knuckles already. And I didn't want to not commit, so I just took my fist and shoved it in the palm of his hand. Like, yo, look at that, bro. Paper beats rock. You're a winner. Rock, paper, scissors, flux. I win one out of every 9 times. I like rock, paper, scissors. A job interview is a terrible place to fuck up a handshake, though. I learned that the hard way.
Not good. I didn't even think I messed up the handshake. I went in a job interview and I shook this guy's hand, and immediately he was like, "Wow, how dainty." And like, I didn't want to piss him off. I still wanted to get the gig. So he's like, "Thank you, sir. If you think this handshake's dainty, you should shake my left hand. It's even weaker." And I think it's really important to be honest in job interviews as well. So when the guy asked me what my greatest strength is, I was like, "That's easy. Scrambling eggs." I didn't even say cooking scrambled eggs. I just said scrambling them. It's like, "Yeah, give me some eggs and a whisk. I'll tear shit up and keep the oven out of it." And then when he asked me my greatest weakness was, I'm like, "Dude, don't we both already know that's my fucking handshakes?" I had another job interview that didn't go too well either. Man, I walked in and the guy's like, "What's going on right now? You seem a little off right now. Are you high or tired?" I was like, "I am both." I'm those things. I was like, "Yo, but think if we put the two of them together, man, I'm hired." I still didn't get the job. I did not. I was working at a barbecue restaurant, as Bergen mentioned. Yeah, I had to stop doing that. I just messed up too much. Like, I spilled coleslaw on a man's head one time. He was bald too, so it looked like he had hair after. One of the biggest mess ups I remember is I was working and I saw this customer had an empty glass on their table. So I walked up and what I wanted to say was, "Hey, can I top that off for you?" But what came out of my mouth was, "Hey, can I top you off for that?" Now there's just people out there that think I give head for Shirley Temples. Another weird thing about working at that place was we gave a 50% off discount to players of the Long Island Ducks. We only gave 10% off the military. And like, I found out in the weirdest way, a player of the Long Island Ducks came in and like, he kind of had a little ego about it. He's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm a player of the Long Island Ducks, so if you want..." I didn't know about the deal, so I was just like, "Oh, okay, thank you for your service." Like, I think there should be an app where we could like review customers for the industries we work in. That would be great. I just had one lady and it was just such a terrible experience. I was like, "Yo, the world needs to know about her. I'm gonna get this app going one day." She ordered wings. She ate them all, and then afterwards she complained. She's like, "I cannot believe that I ate my wings and you didn't even bring me a basket over to put them in." And I just wish this app existed so I could be like, "This bitch does not know how boneless wings work." I'm born in 1999, 23, like I mentioned earlier. So as most of you in this room know, I had to jerk off to pictures for a little while, but not for long. The internet became a thing pretty fast. I think we had access to that shit too early of an age. Honestly, I think they taught us about sex at too young of an age, just a little bit. Like, they come into school like 4th and 5th grade. They're like, "Hey, put on deodorant, wear a condom." It's like, we don't know what's going on. Now I got condoms under my armpits and a penis covered in Old Spice. It's not good. So, like I mentioned, I work for the apps a lot, drive around, do all that. So I've been pulled over a handful of times. I remember one time going upstate, I got pulled over. And the cop was like, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, did you see the picture I posted of myself smoking a spliff on Instagram earlier? Sorry. It kind of makes me nervous. I feel like they can smell the fear on me once they get past the smell of all the weed. But I always remember this situation. I was with a partner from my past, and we got pulled over. The cop's like, what's going on with these books in the back? And I was like, what's going on with you? Am I in Fahrenheit 451 right now? But then in all fairness, like, he was fair to ask. I had like just a copy of the Unabomber's manifesto. I was like, officer, if it helps at all, right underneath that, I have the kid's guide to saving and spending money. And a big thing I was nervous with was the girl I was with at the time had mason jars full of herbs in my back seat. And I didn't want him to see those, be like, what's up with that? And me have to be like, oh, officer, don't worry, those are spells. Be like, are you sure? Because it looks like something this Unabomber guy would have made. I used to like smoke mixes of herbs and stuff like that too. I remember this one batch, it was called Self-Love. Like had lavender and shit in it, it was crazy. I took one hit of it and I was like, I am enough. This is wonderful. I feel like first order of business when I go to Texas should be stealing these other comics materials. Well, add it to my repertoire. And like, they're both horny and suicidal. And they say the N-word after. I did you say the N-word. I had to stop. I was in high school. And I just like looked at it and I'm like, wow, I had to stop saying the N-word. What am I, my grandparents? And I know like political correct culture is working to the extent where like we do think about the repercussions of that stuff. And I also know it's working because it's been almost 3 years since someone's told me I dress like I'm black. I just think no one wants to explain what they mean by that anymore. What the fuck was that? Another odd job I did while I was out in Long Island. I'm just gonna reminisce over my work history with you guys. And then hopefully I could give my resume to one of y'all, because you know how interviews have been going for me. I worked at a haunted house for a little bit. Yeah. They put me in the lab section of the haunted house because they said I was too smart for the clown room, but too dumb to get a real job. Like, go over there. It was weird. They made us fill out like a W-2, like a tax form, but they like still paid us cash. Like something seems off here. And they're like, don't worry, that's the spooky tax. Like, oh. And when I worked at the haunted house too, one time they wanted to fire me. They wanted to fire me for threatening a customer. It's like, yo, dog, this is a haunted house. I thought I'd get a raise. I'm like, is that what we're supposed to be doing here? I want to make a haunted house one day. The house of Upspliffted. But I want to put like real fears in it. Like at the end, instead of a guy with a chainsaw, we'll have someone passing out a paternity and pregnancy test. You are the... Like I mentioned, I am into spiritual stuff, and I went to a psychic in Salem, and I had a pretty intense experience up there. Shame. That's good. The camera guy's late, everyone. No, yeah, but I am. You both are more than welcome to go sit as well if you like. I hope I'm jiving up the vibe. Just for that comment in the back, please. No, yeah. But I went to this psychic in Salem, and she's like, I'm sensing a presence here. I'm like, whoa. He's like, I'm sensing the spirit of your unborn child. I was like, I thought your name was Tina, not Jerry Springer. What's happening right now? But whether it was from Plan B or someone having an abortion, apparently at one point I had a kid that is now in the ether. And that was overwhelming news to find out. I was like, oh my God, I'm a dad, I gotta name him. So I named him Casper. And then the psychic's like, oh my God, I'm sensing another presence. The presence of your deceased mom is here. I was like, oh, all right, I know her. Back to the baby. Please. And I was like, you know what, maybe we should go back to her. She's literally the only person that could babysit this guy. P.S. I love you day. I don't know if you guys could tell by all the hearts in this room. It should be purple for the holiday. It's a mental health awareness day. Oh yeah, it's a pretty sick holiday. You guys don't know, save the date. But mental health is a big thing, and I saw the craziest thing online recently that I don't know if it's a mental health thing, a physical health thing, but apparently in Sweden they created an assisted suicide machine. Are any of you guys from Sweden? Oh my God, it's working. Oh man. It's just wild to me that they did that, because Sweden like already has the highest suicide rates, and it's like, well yeah, maybe because you guys treat it like it's a ride at Universal. What's going on with that? Sounds like the name of a ride for emo kids, if anything. Or maybe even like the name of like a death metal band. Like, we are Suicide Machine and we're gonna blow your heads off. And at the end of like every concert they do, the lead singer just does it and they have to get a new one that's like their whole shtick. I think the main reason that I wasn't able to stop thinking about this product is because we'll never know if it's good. You can't review the Suicide Machine. Like one and done. I feel like there would only be like 3 types of reviews under something like that.
Didn't work.
Be like 1 3-star review, like, what's up, my name's Dom, big fan of what you guys are doing in Sweden. Maybe like a 4-star review, like, oh my God. My cousin passed and I'm devastated. But this was better than finding him in the tub. Thanks, Suicide Machine. Or just 1-star review. Like, it didn't work. I want to kill myself. I'm so glad you guys were on board for that. I like talking about that, so I think it's fun. I don't know, I'm sick of small talk. Like, I don't need people coming up to me and telling me to watch Wednesday. I need people coming up to me like, oh my God, I hope it's fast and painless. It's just that I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, as some of y'all know. My mom actually passed away in 2020, which you guys know what that means? It means we got a real funeral, none of that Zoom shit. I got to see her fresh in the box. Like a pair of Jordans. I was like, oh my God, this bitch is dead stock. Fresh to death. The mortician fucked up, I gotta clean her with a toothbrush. Yeah, she got hit by a car, if you guys don't know. It was crazy to hear, because I'm like, oh my god, my mom went out like a Grand Theft Auto character on the sidewalk. Someone got 4 stars on her. She got wasted. And then like that just makes me like curious about her whole existence. Cause I'm like, wow, was she an NPC the entire time? That's what was going on? No, she got hit by a car leaving the Chinese food place. I heard someone chuckle at that. Oh yeah, right. But it was weird. It was a lot to process. It was tough to deal with. But fortunately, I love Chinese food so much that I forgave the driver. We still get it in my house. But now we have to call them unfortunate cookies. I got one the other day, I opened it up, and it was like, oh, he's the both ways. I'm like, she would love this. Like, wow. The relationship was always a little weird, some of you don't know. Because she had a mental health issue. She actually went missing at one point, which was a lot to deal with. And I remember when she went missing, I would sit there and I would pray and pray and pray. But no matter how much I prayed, they still managed to find her. She's at Coney Island. I was like, okay, I get that. I'd rather ride the cyclone than hang out with 2 kids. And she had like a mental health crisis, so I feel like missing was a strong word. She kind of just wandered off, you know? Took a little vacay with her imaginary friends. And I have a little sister too I looked out for a lot during that time period. For those that don't know, my little sister's gay. Which, honestly, growing up, I was always like mad stressed out about guys that were gonna come in her life and try and break her heart and stuff like that. So when she came out of the closet, it took mad weight off of my shoulders. It's so much easier to fight her girlfriends. And I remember before she came out, she used to wear like these little plastic vampire fangs, which was an interesting projection of it. And I asked her after, I was like, yo, what's up with the fangs? She's like, I just want people to know I'd rather suck blood than suck dicks. Like, sick. One thing my sister does get confused for a boy a lot sometimes, which is weird. She thinks it's because she has short hair. I think it's because before she leaves the house, she'll forget to take off her strap on. Like, whoa, you're rocking a bigger one than me. I'm not good at making decisions, if you guys couldn't tell by my everything and just knowing me. Well, I learned that myself in 2020 because I went to vote for the first time. Sounded like there was a fight behind me. I was like, let's watch that. But I learned I wasn't good at making decisions when I went to vote in 2020. I asked the lady for help. I called her over. I was like, hey, can you help me? She's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, word. Who would you pick? She's like, I can't pick the president of the United States for you, sir. I'm like, all right, but can you at least tell me how to spell Kanye? Like, Kanye was a good choice. So if I voted for Trump, Biden supporters would have been mad. Voted for Biden, Trump supporters would have been mad. I voted for Kanye. Everyone's just like, holy shit, this kid is bad at making decisions. Guys, that's my time, but on that note, no seriousness, I would not be a comedian. Almost every single person in this I'm really glad to be done with it. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna go and hopefully see you guys after the show. We'll fucking party it up. One more time for Tom America, everybody! That is the show. Make some noise for yourselves, everyone! All right.
Now, before we go, we do have to call out the raffle because some of you guys were lucky enough to get raffle tickets.
I don't